Witam Państwa bardzo serdecznie na Impact Fintech w Katowicach. Moim Państwa gościem jest Maxem Schertel ze startupu N26, wycenianego w tej chwili na 3,5 miliarda dolarów. Max, thank you, you are with us. I just told our listeners that $3.5 billion N26 is worth right now.
Correct.
But tell us what the company is doing, actually.
Yeah, sure. So we're a mobile bank. We started in Germany and Austria initially and are now operating in 26 countries, so all over Europe and also in the US since this summer. A big challenge. I think Europe was fairly easy, so to say, because we have a relatively harmonized market. We have customers that are all looking for similar things. Going into the US was really a big challenge for us this summer, and it's something we're really investing a lot of time in also to tackle now.
What's the difference between Europe and United States when you look from the operations?
Yeah, absolutely. I think infrastructurally, just how banking works in the US is very different. So in the US, we currently work with a partner bank because we don't have a license there. We're fully licensed in Europe, but not in the US yet. And just when you think about how the infrastructure works, especially when it comes to payments, and that's what the customer really touches every day, it's inherently different. And
they have a paychecks.
They still have checks. Yeah, we always, as Europeans, we laugh about it. I think French do too, right? But apart from that, it's a really interesting market. It's a huge market, obviously. I think it's a market that can potentially drive a lot of innovation because generally innovation often comes from the US or Asia. And I really believe that we as a company have a huge potential there to attract a lot of customers and to also improve the way that financial services currently operate, because what we see is that there are a lot of opportunities to operate more efficiently than traditional banks do.
There's a famous quote from Bill Gates that he said that he thinks that people need banking, but he doesn't think that they still need banks. Do you think in that battle these traditional banks will survive? You are a representative of this neobank, challenger bank.
You know, we're a bank as well. We're fully licensed, right? So if I would say that banks will die, then we would die as well. I hope not. I think you have banks for the sake of trust and regulation, right? In the end, the regulator wants to make sure that people that hold customers' funds don't lose those funds, because it's people's money, right? And banking is a lot about trust. Do banking services all need to be provided by banks? Probably not. But
do you think that after the crisis people still trust banks?
Oh yeah, no, really. Yeah, I think that was really where the opportunity for us also came from in the market. When we think about the financial crisis, people learned that the institutions they had trusted suddenly were almost bankrupt. States had to invest, and I think for taxpayers, for customers of banks, that was really shocking to see what could happen there. And I think that really is what opened the door for us to provide services and convince customers to try something new and to look for alternatives to the traditional bank they had been working on in the past.
What do you think? What will be main theme for next year in regard to the fintech?
The main challenge, or
a main theme? You know, main words.
The main theme. Ooh, that's a very good question. I think what we, for us as N26, it will be making sure that we will be successful in the US. It will be making sure that we continue to improve our product in the EU and making sure that we have a more local flavor to it. So there will be a lot of investment going in that. When it comes to banking in general, I think that we will see that Google and Facebook will probably Facebook, but also Apple will continue to push into the harbors of traditional banks. We've seen how Apple was launching their own credit card in US. I believe that
Facebook's trying to launch Libra.
Correct. And even traditional banks, I think, was it Goldman has their own banking brand now called Marcus, right? So I think we will see pressure on banks from a lot of sides, not only startups anymore or young financial companies, but also for more established players there. And I think that's great for customers, and generally what's great for customers, I'm convinced that we have a great product that brings value to the customers. So if there's more challenges, I think that really opens customers' minds in general, and that's where really continues to be a big opportunity also for us.
You also have operations here in Poland, and Poland is very innovative in regards of the banking system. And what are the plans, and what would future bring?
No, absolutely. I think Poland is a quite interesting market, and we definitely see that the Polish market has been much more innovative than other markets we operate operate in. So we launched, one of the reasons why we launched in Germany is because we saw a big opportunity there. The second fastest growing market for us is France, which again is a market that is, let's say, relatively slow when it comes to traditional banks. I think the Polish market is challenging. It's great because people are very open in terms of trying out new things, and we see a lot of innovation coming from here. So I think the Polish market, from my perspective, is more something we can also look at and see and learn from, and try to understand what can we maybe take to other markets that works well in Poland that customers really appreciate.
Do you think that we're going to see these crazy numbers that the market is rising for more than 100% or something like that?
In terms of growth for challenger banks, very difficult to say. Very difficult to say. I would hope so, for sure, and like we try to push for it, but on our end we definitely would have to invest much more if we want to be able to compete with a company like mBank, for example. At the moment,
how much are you going to invest here in Poland?
I can't say for sure yet. I think the focus will more remain on Germany, France, Italy, Spain and Austria, which are the market that at the moment we see really a big potential in, simply because the traditional banks have been doing a very bad job. And I think Poland, the interesting thing is that we would have to invest much more to get to the same numbers of customers than we would have, for example, if we go further to Southern Europe.
Okay, thank you very much for visiting our studio and for your time and conversations. Moim Państwa gościem był Max Schertel z banku N26.
Thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you.